together to celebrate the week. Have your seat, please. I'm going to invite him over here, and it's going to talk to us. But I want you to watch this video. I'm not showing all this to encourage you and to teach you what to do about Nigeria. Don't wait until you are pushed to do the right thing and you get the right result. It's not about me. It's not about I. It's about us. Watch this. That man that packed that money, another day God said I should give him 500,000, and I gave him again. And he has started his own business. I love my shepherd. So come. So you will vote for anyone I ask you to vote for. Shepherd, vote for him to manage your vote for. Yeah. After she packed, God said, give her 500,000. And to the glory of God, I was able to do that back to back. Flashing back to when I was a beggar. Flashing back to when I was nobody. Flashing back to when I came to the ministry and God said, go to the ministry not to extort, not to play gimmicks, but go to the ministry to serve. Go to the ministry to lead. And that's why I believe so much in transparency. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa, my Africa. Nigeria, my Nigeria. Nigeria of proud warriors in ancestral savannas. Nigeria of whom my mother sings on the bank of distant river. Nigeria is going to rise. Youth, are we ready? Remember, I just told you, if you're a reliable youth, they will not give you $5,000 or $5,000, and you think that's going to make you become anything in life. You will spend it, and you will have sold your destiny carelessly. Nobody can buy my conscience. Nobody can, not doing anything to impress people. I'm only doing what God asked me to do as a leader, as a voice, and as a representative. And that is why I want you to know, with God, all things are possible. Ladies and gentlemen, 2 days are important in your life. The day you came to the world, and the day you realize what you're called for. You will be remembered for 2 things: the problems you are able to create and the problems you are able to solve. And that's why I want productive and effective people around me. I'm ready to support whoever believes in justice, whoever that is ready to transform this country. It doesn't matter how they are knocking you down. If God is God, you will bounce back. Welcome with me. I'm saying it for the first time in my life, but I've been following him. I don't criticize people, but I'm a prophet, and I will say more than that. And I am meeting him for the first time, and many of us are seeing it for the first time. And I want to say thank you for believing in me as a shepherd. Thank you for believing in me that I'm not going to mislead you. Thank you for the celestial of this generation, because it is not about church, it's about God. And wherever we're able to preach love, there will be progress. Listen to this.
When you give
giving. And I want us all of us, I just said something, any country that does not value youth is going nowhere. For me to go back to school, you have no reason. Don't stop putting your problems or stop blaming people. You have the right to bounce back. You have the right to discover yourself. You have the right to represent your generation very well. Don't be a disappointment to yourself. Don't be a disappointment to your family. Don't be a disappointment to your generation. And don't be a disappointment to your God. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you, I'm a celestial church preacher, prophet that is always positive in everything I do. I want to welcome to this building the great man with great mind, small body with large mind, the man that has been able to understand the authenticity of the anthropomorphic appearance of Jesus Christ. It doesn't matter whatever anybody is saying about anybody. My conscience is mine. I'm not going to sell my conscience. How many of you don't want to sell your conscience? And you're going to join us in this rally of fighting for our future. Welcome with me. Omoyele Sowore. Welcome, sir.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers. Please sit back and relax as we bring to you hearing the citation of our presidential candidate from the African Action Congress, AAC, in person of our amiable comrade, Omoyele Sowore. Omoyele Sowore started his journey of life as an ordinary young boy from a town in Eseodo, Ondo State, and ended up becoming an extraordinary man. Omoyele Sowore is a Nigerian human rights activist, pro-democracy campaigner, and founder of online news agency, Sahara Reporters, and a presidential candidate for African Action Congress, AAC. Sowore studied geography and regional planning at the University of Lagos from 1989 to 1995, with its academic program extended by 2 years after being expelled twice for political reasons and student activism. He was the president of the University of Lagos Student Union government between 1992 and 1994, where he was deeply involved in anti-cultism and anti-corruption advocacy. In 1989, he took part in student demonstrations protesting the permission of an International Monetary Fund (IMF) loan of $120 million to be used for a Nigerian oil pipeline. Among the conditions of the IMF loan were to reduce the number of universities in the country from 28 to 5. Sowore led 5,100 students in protest against the Nigerian government in 1992. Omoyele Sowore was also involved in the demand for democratic government taking over military rule in June 12, 1993. This resulted in several arrests, detentions, and life-threatening treatments by government officials. To set a standard for himself in order for him to stand out, Sowore started Sahara Reporters in a small room in Manhattan in the year 2006 to fight against corrupt and wrong government practices. Sahara Reporters is supported by grants donated by the Ford Foundation and Omoyele Foundation. As part of his policy, the medium does not accept adverts and financial support from the Nigerian government. Genesis Global Family, both home and abroad, welcomes you to our institution.
Prophet Oladele, thank you very much for the honor to share the program with you. I grew up in a small town known as Kirimbo in SL, the local government in Ondo State. But particularly, I grew up with the melodious music of the Celestial Church, even though I grew up in the Methodist faith. And I remember every Sunday when we were going to Methodist, we would stop in front of the Celestial Church so that we uplift our spirit before we go to Methodist Church. Yes. And if you don't mind me, I will sing one of the songs we listened to this morning, which is called Omoyele So this is just to tell you how much I know this church, how much I know the faith, and I know how much it means for the church as a purist platform. But one thing happened in this church that is axiomatic of what is supposed to have happened in Nigeria a long time ago. There was a generational change in Celestial Church. Catch it until one day, and I'm telling you the truth. I don't watch TV in the US, but I'm permanently on the internet because that is where I operate from. And I saw this young guy, preaching, and he's always live. And I watched him one day, and another day I watched him, and I discovered that sometimes he gets up to 2,000 views, and I'm wondering, I'm used to very elderly people in Celestial Church preaching, and they are not the kind of people that would have embraced social media the way this young guy is. I kept asking my friends all over Nigeria, who is this young guy in Celestial Church? Only to tell you about myself, but to tell you about yourself. And like I said, what Nigeria should have done a long time ago is what the church did a long time ago. In understanding that for the church and the body of Christ to be relevant, it must understand that a new generation is in town. And the spirit of the leadership must reflect that generation. If it was before, it would be difficult for you to have a pastor who cut his hair like my own. I could just find myself in him because the way he innovated within a short time from a church that used to be a conservative church to a dynamic church. We've been invited to a lot of churches. That's the truth. We've even written letters to some of the big churches, Pentecostal churches. And when they give us conditions, we say we are not going to go there. You guys heard about me and all your people. It is all in the spirit of the dynamism I expected even in our traditional institutions. And that I didn't see. But I saw it here, and I asked my friend, I said, how can I get in touch with this pastor? He said he's not a pastor, he's a prophet. And I said, please, whatever you can do to get me across to him, he wanted to embrace him to do and continue to do what he's doing. And it turns out that it's not just operating in Nigeria, it's operating all over the world. Right here, you have a digital prophet. A digital prophet bigger reach than analog prophets. Because while analog prophets are still looking for blood of animals and human beings, digital prophets are looking for people people with brain, intellect, and it's the reason I'm standing in front of you today. Not only to announce to you that Nigeria must experience its own transition from the analog leadership to a digital set of young leaders, to also support whatever you give to be reaching out to the whole world from a small community like this. If it was before, it would be difficult to even get there. Do you know how I got there? I came from Benin City. I got to Lagos and our vehicle got stuck in traffic for 2 hours. I got in a cab, our vehicle got stuck again, I got on Okada. I came on Okada from Ojudu, Vega to this place today. Yes, because I said I have to be here before you close the job. Listen, people, the truth is that we have been held to ransom for no reason by our leaders. They don't want us to have progress. If they want us to have progress, there's nobody in the world who is 75 years old. Nigeria has been so kind to you from primary school till now. You know that you can't even identify your left or your right. You have dementia. If you love the country, you will let the country go. But since they are not going to let Nigeria go, Nigeria will let them go. About it. I am not afraid to say I'm not exactly young. I am 47 years old and I have seen the worst of all worlds. I've seen the worst of this country and I've seen the worst of people in America where I lived for 19 years. And let me tell you, there's nothing out there. It is here that the real God is. It is under our ground that the best resources is buried. It's in our weather that you don't have to, wear 15 clothes so that you can keep warm. It's in our country that you spit on the ground, it will grow. But we have not been lucky with leadership. We have not, Nigeria hasn't had the kind of luck that the Celestial Church had with Prophet Oladele. Someone who is sitting down there who can say to you that you can't buy my conscience. How many pastors and prophets can say that? These days when prophets are prophesying, it is based on the alert that they are getting from Prophet Oladele did not or hadn't told you today. When I was trying to reach him, I was told that there is a friend of mine who is in APC, whose job is to make sure that this church is delivered to the APC. And that I should forget it, I'm never going to get invited to his church. Because according to them, they have already bought this church. True, yes. great thing. I think one of the things that most people know me for those who didn't know me a long time ago, is Sahara Reporters. And it's a website that takes on every powerful person in this country. In fact, every powerful person in the world. It was Sahara Reporters that confronted Mugabe in Abuja in 2015 when he came to Buhari's inauguration. And we told him, Baba, when are you handing over your own country? He thought it was a joke. That was the day he handed over. 2 years later, Mugabe is now wheelchair bound. We know their machinations. We know their plans. They believe that money can buy everybody. They believe that their relationship can lure people into doing what they should not do. But what nobody must do in this church, and those who are watching and listening to us from all over the world, is not to allow them to contaminate this podium. Don't let them get to this synagogue, because very soon we will be able to start, celebrate the day of Passover. But for you to get there, you must understand that when the Israelites had the same issue when they were about to be liberated, there was a particular bread that they are used to eating. Most of you know it. That bread, they put yeast and sugar in it so that it will swell up and then they will make it. But when it was done, they said, don't eat that particular bread. Don't eat bread with yeast and sugar, because it will take too long for you to get ready for the liberation that is coming, because a trumpet is to be blown. And it was those people who didn't make that bread that made it out of Egypt. We are now out of Egypt now, and we are not going back anymore. But as Prophet said earlier, if you eat the bread of 5,000 naira, you will be stuck in Egypt. If you eat their gari of 300 naira, you will be stuck in Egypt. I watched a small clip on Facebook on my way here. I was in Oyo State. The governor of Oyo State went and gave gari to the people who make gari in Oyo State. They looked at it, turned the Bible and said, we are cassava growers. Why did you send us gari? Because they don't care about you anymore. They think that your destiny is in that box, it's in that cellophane paper. That is where they think it's trapped. Please, ladies and gentlemen, our brothers and sisters in Christ, we might be looking for a Christian to be our next president, but getting it wrong. Because Jesus Christ himself was not a Christian. We are hearing it for the first time. It was his life that inspired Christianity. Yes. So instead of looking for a Christian, because we want Christian before, the man from Otan is a Christian. The one from Bayelsa is a Christian. Look for a Christ-like presidential candidate next weekend. Vote for the president, and the liberation you have been waiting for is on its way. Our party is the African Action Congress. It was started 5 months ago. It's the fastest growing political party in Nigeria today, because we have never participated in eating that forbidden bread. That is why people can believe in us. And we guarantee you that the future that you have all been looking for is around the corner. But it's up to you. We may decide to either spend 40 days in the wilderness or 40 years. If we miss it, the next 4 years will be like 40, will be the hardest in the life of Nigeria. Even your religion that you are practicing now may be very hard to practice. Just say you heard it from me first. Because on this podium today, I'm sharing with you a prophecy, even though I'm not a prophet. that this country will experience greatness. Because the genie is out of the bottle. The bottle, the cup that they use in putting down Nigeria's glory has already been removed. And our country is about to experience its real glory. And you will say that there was a young man that came and said it. You know what is important about this, and I'll say that finally. Look at the age of Jesus Christ, in his 30s. Look at Martin Luther King, 30s. Malcolm X, 30s. These are the people who shaped the life that we live today. We don't need a Methuselah again to run this country. They have tried even their best, and their best is not even good for their families. So it will not be good for Nigeria. I just want to thank you so much. Prophet Oladele said that he's going to write JAM, the wife, for the first time. And I've never made a contribution to any church before. I have never given anybody any money, but I'm going to pay for his wife. He should allow me to pay for the form. Why that inspired me is that if he was our leader, he would not try to write to my head. He will order for a wife certificate to be delivered to his house. One last thing I'll say, when I become president and you are writing my head, I will be a vigilator on that day. Thank you so much, President George. Thank you for listening to Nigeria. Thank you so much. I wish you the best in the next 10 days.
Please, before his arrival, I was talking about leadership. And I got to a point I was so angry in my spirit that I started cursing all those who received rice and bread and phones during the last election. It was one crazy, dangerous altar call. And everybody ran out, all those who ate from the bread he was talking about. I'm not lying, I'm not joking. Trust me, I'm not a prophet that excites people, I ignite people. And I told you when to die for the truth. That's why you know it in this church, I believe in transparency. I've always been watching you, not because I needed popularity. You don't need to struggle to be popular. Just be peculiar, you can be popular. And for what he has just said, if anyone is writing GC or YK in this church, and you're a member of this church, you're not going to pay. I'll pay for you. About impact. I told you it's not about church. I've gone at those days of Pentecostal and Pentecostal who begin to brainwash our generation. Believing that they have every audacity. I said something. Nobody will use me for money laundering. I'd rather die than you use me for money laundering. Because whatever you do today, your children will eat from me tomorrow. Whatever you sow today, your children will reap from you tomorrow. I am not a politician. And I'm telling you, as a shepherd, as a prophet, I'm a prophet to the nation. And when you are able to understand the authenticity from the prophetic or in the prophetic, you will make the profit from your prophet. Because your prophet has his own prospect. We need to come out of the land of slavery. I was preaching about it and I've been saying it way back. Not even now. Our church, the Sherry branch, remember? When I called people, I said, they gave you phone. They gave you phones, they gave you rice, cup of garri. And you collected it. But December, we were able to share 1,000 bags of rice. And I'm not a politician. That is why the church money or our church tithe is not for me. Tithe does not belong to the pastor. Tithe belongs to the church. That is why we use in paying people in the church, elderly women, I mean, mothers in the church, widows in the church. That is what church tithe is for. Is the chairman of the church here? Are you counting? Have I ever joined you in counting church money before? I will never do that. When you get the tithe, use it to pay people that get admission from our choir department. We'll pay. Send them to the university. By the time we invest in others, we will enjoy the future. It is not about the university. It's about the understanding you have to confront your adversity that will make you a celebrity. Ignore every satanic calamity and you will be superly endorsed for spiritual establishment that will make you come out of mediocrity and become a celebrity. I say to you in the name of the Father, of the Son, and the Holy Ghost, all those who are going to vote perfectly are not going to vote their conscience or not going to set the conscience. I was swearing. When I was swearing, I was really mad when I was talking. And sometimes you need to be mad to be made. I took everything with all those that are giving Nigeria problems will sleep and they will not wake no more. And I was honest, I said, I know they can't come and arrest me, it doesn't matter. But Martin Luther King, we can remember Martin Luther King for something. Martin Luther King Jr., we still remember Mandela for something. What will you remember for? If you don't know what to stand for, you fall for anything. Choose today who you're going to follow. Don't sell your future. God bless you. I say to all of you, thank you and thank you so much. And Nigeria will move forward. He said it. It's not about Christianity. It's not about Islam. It's not about anything. It's about purity of heart. Because the Bible says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So when we talk about purity, we're talking about purity of purpose, purity of intention, and purity of goal. I've not seen him before, I've not met him before, but you will know that he has got heart to serve. He was coming, he came down from his car. He came down from another one. He came with Okada. He was on Okada when I was. Listen to me. Separately, if I'm going out for crusade, I'll get out of the car, pick Okada. Because I value people more than money. There is no place I have preached in this world. In America, in London, they're watching me. If they give me honorarium, I return it back. I am never collected. Why would I preach and you are paying me? What for? Are we playing gimmicks on people so that you collect the money and you give me my share? No. The future of my children, I don't want to trade in the future of my children. It doesn't matter, I'm not trying to say I'm the perfect one. There are a lot of perfect ones to come. But please, one of the maxims of equity says, even with equity, you must come to equity with clean hands. If your hands are clean, you will enjoy Nigeria. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him now. Where's Javi? He's your mentor. You don't joke with him, stay with him and take picture with him. You follow him seriously. He's been talking about him all the time. Sing that song for him. I have a dream. And no one is going to come to your dream shots. No one is going to come to your dream shots. If you believe in who you are, and you know who you are, no one is going to come to your dream shots. No more tradition, but transition. I have a dream. Come on. I believe I can fly. That is the mentality of this man. Sing that song. He believes it's possible for him to take Nigeria to the next level. Grandma, can you please clap for him? my members wrongly. So I'm too precious to be bought over. I am too loaded to be wasted. I am too anointed to be in disappointment. We are wired to excel. We are not hired to improve.
That's what is but when you get there, what's your future for all the youth? What some people need is education and employment. Primary to university level, because I benefited from some sort of free education, and as soon as you get out of school, it provides jobs for you. You already figured out the power sector, the security sector, and the contract sector, the health sector, and the education sector. 200,000 teachers, and I really mean it, 160,000 you can't be safe with employment when it's not hard. Thank you very much. Live there now. How many? Online.
We have to start respecting him from now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So really, man, thank you so much for what you're doing. Like I said, I started watching your Facebook and I followed and I was wondering how did this happen, because that's where my brain is wired, is to see how people can innovate all the time. And that's what is lacking in Nigeria. Nigeria is lacking in leadership at every level. It doesn't matter with the church, with schools, with government. People are not innovative. They are not minded enough to even understand that when one thing is not working, there are 10 other ways that you can make them right. And that's why the country stopped. We were in traffic for 2 hours. And when you look at it, you are entering Lagos. There should be nothing less than 5 entrances.
We were that for about 2 hours.
Yes, they said there was a trailer that tipped over on that hotel. Again today. So we had to get out of the car and then took a bike. We took a cab first and then the bike, and we took a bike from to the beggar to this place. Yes. It was serious. It's heavy. I said I must make it down here before.
God will take us to the promised land.
Thank you so much.
We have people great minds like you. Really been praying for you to support it. That's me. Nobody say, even if the president comes, if anybody, they know me very well in this job. Nobody can give me money. Nobody can buy me. Nobody can bribe me. They don't do it.
Yeah, me was the only one telling me that.
I've got a lot of APC people. I told them, your money cannot buy my destiny. Keep your money. There was one time one of them came and said they wanted to come and construct our altar and all that. They wanted to sponsor. I said no, I don't want to be part of it. Let God do what He's going to do in my life. If I die saying the truth, I don't care. That's why I believe in transparency, and that's what I'm teaching all the pastors under me. Like, what if I have any branch, you should operate, let transparency be perfect. Your watchword. Because if you are transitionally minded, you will know you are called to serve. And if you cannot serve, you cannot lead. So you will be conscious of what you're going to gain. Like this year, some people blessed me with cars. I returned their cars. There was the time somebody gave me 10 acres of land around Lekki. I told him he should come and take his land. Because God told me he wanted to use that land to seek the face of the Lord, and I mean of God, and he's been able to do some bad things. And I told him, I don't care about your acres of land, go with your acres of land. So if we have people like him and we support him and we encourage him, I think I've even been telling people, if you don't believe in people who have gotten the picture of the future in their hands. The journey that's supposed to take you one day will take you 100 days. But we believe God will did us right. God will help us.
Thank you so
and you will not labor in vain. And God will fight for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. And God will be with you. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Seriously.
Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. We are together. We have to get it done.